got the shrinking cap, Grandpa.
Catch me if you can.
Grandpa! No, be careful! Grandpa, stop! Grandpa, in my pocket.
Hello, little fella.
Jemima had brought her school hamster home for the weekend because it was her turn to look after him.
So what's your name then, eh?
He's called Julian, Grandpa.
Julian. That's a funny name for a hamster, eh, Beowulf?
You're going to have the best time ever. Nobody else can handle you as well as I can.
Little did we know that today we were all going to learn how to handle a hamster.
I'm going to ask Dad if I can have a hamster of my own, Grandpa.
Oh, you are you?
Now Dad was in the garden sawing some wood. He was going to mend a hole in the floor in the downstairs toilet. Dad's always mending things, especially bikes, because he runs the bike shop in town. He fixes tyres and wheels and chains He's really good at fixing bikes, but not quite so good at fixing other things.
Don't go in the downstairs toilet, Grandpa. I'm fixing a hole in the floor.
Dad! Please, can I have a hamster like Julian? Please?
Well, if you show me you can look after Julian, I might just think about it.
Yes! Come on, let's make you comfy. Aw, I wish Mum could see you, Julian.
Mum was away on a cooking course. Cooking was her latest hobby. Mum's always taking up new hobbies. One week it's karate, then it's salsa dancing, then cake decorating, the ukulele, knitting, opera singing, but she's left us this. A scrummy sausage stew to heat up for our tea.
Sausage stew. Oh, our favourite, eh, Wolfie? I can smell a sausage stew a mile away. Do you fancy a bit of sausage, Julian?
No, Grandpa. Hamsters eat seeds.
And they drink water. I'll fill this up.
No, I'll do it, Jason. Let me.
Come on, then. There we are. Uh-oh. The door's open. He's out. He's out. Jemima! Jason!
What's the matter, Grandpa?
Jemima soon found out what the matter was. Julian had gone.
Julian's gone! Jason, it's your fault. You shouldn't have taken the bottle.
I was only trying to help.
He could be anywhere. Maybe he's in the kitchen.
He's so small, he can get into really tiny places.
A bit like me, eh? I can get into really tiny places when I'm small.
Uh-oh. Grandpa was thinking of using his shrinking cap.
I'll find Julian.
Not the shrinking cap, Grandpa!
Catch me if you can.
Grandpa, come back! You know when Grandpa shrinks, he can get up to all kinds of magical things. Get down, Grandpa! He can fly off in my plane. Grandpa, stop! He can get into my car and make it go. You know, once Grandpa's got an idea in his head, there's no stopping him. He drove my car into the hallway just as Jemima came back in.
He's not in the kitchen. We mustn't tell Dad or I'll never get my own hamster.
Bit too long, this one. What's the matter?
Nothing.
Ah, Grandpa gone for a little lie down, has he? Oh well, I'll try this again.
Whenever Grandpa shrinks, everyone thinks he's gone for a lie down. Except me, of course.
Why does Grandpa have to go and lie down just when we need him?
But Jemima grabbed her chance. Off she went to look for Julian in the toilet, while Dad was gone. Meanwhile, Grandpa was waiting for his chance in my car in the hall. Then suddenly we heard...
Ah! Oh no! No! Julian's gone through the hole in the toilet. He'll be under the floorboards or we'll never find him now.
Oh, yes, we will.
Grandpa was off. He zoomed through the kitchen, and Jemima was too busy crying to notice him. I rushed after him into the toilet, but by the time I got there, Grandpa had gone. So, not only was Julian under the floorboards, but so was Grandpa.
Julian! Julian! Come out. I know you're here somewhere. Ah, there you are. Come on. Come on, little chap, don't be frightened. I'm only trying to help you. It's all right, Julian. Don't be frightened. Hang in there, Julian. Come back, Julian. Where are you? Come back, Julian!
Come back, Julian. Please come back. Please, Julian.
This time, Grandpa had gone too far. I was worried that he'd come out of the hole instead of Julian. But Grandpa wasn't about to come out because...
I'm completely lost. Bother.
I was trying to work out what to do when suddenly I heard... Are you there, Grandpa?
Yes! Can you hear me?
Yes. Are you all right?
Yes, but I'm a little bit lost.
What shall I do?
Put the hamster food next to the hole. Julian will smell it and come on out.
But how can I get you out, Grandpa?
Oh, you'll think of something.
What are you doing, Jason?
Nothing.
What are you doing, Jemima?
Nothing.
We'll have to tell Dad where Julian is. He's about to cover up the hole.
I know. And if he does that, I'll never see Julian again.
Of course, I was worried that I'd never see Grandpa again. The thing about Grandpa is that he's always fun. We play lots of games.
I certainly did, Captain.
We read Captain Dumble-Twit stories.
And this racket sprung out of the side of the spaceship.
We share our ice cream. We suck up our spaghetti. And Grandpa is always like this. And just then, Dad came back out of the toilet with the plank.
Wrong size. Too short this time. Try again.
I've got a plan. Listen. Jemima put the hamster food in front of the hole so that Julian would smell it.
At last, you've had a good idea, Jason.
Thanks. I couldn't tell her that it was actually Grandpa's good idea. We waited really quietly, both hoping that Julian would smell the food and come out.
Julian's come out. Look, he's here. Aw, you're so cute. I'm so glad I found you.
The good news was that Julian was safe and sound. The bad news was that Grandpa was still under the floorboards.
Jemima, can you help me measure this, please?
Luckily, Dad called Jemima. I just had a few minutes to rescue Grandpa. I needed the plan, and I needed it fast. If Julian could find his way back by smelling his favourite food, then maybe it could work for Grandpa too. So I put the cold sausage stew down by the hole in the toilet.
sausage stew. I could smell sausage stew a mile away.
Grandpa, you came back!
Of course I came back. I wasn't going to miss out on the sausage stew.
Quick, get to your chair. Grandpa soon whipped off his shrinking cap and came back to his normal size. He was back in his chair just as Dad and Jemima came in with a new plank.
Third time lucky.
Well, Julian, I said I'd find you, and I did. Couldn't have done it without Jason, though. Teamwork, eh?
Teamwork.
Grandpa really enjoyed his sausage stew.
Wolfie.
And so did Beowulf.
Good boy.
Guess what? Dad said I could have a hamster of my own if I want one. But I think they're too much work.
So do I.
Huh? What do you mean, Grandpa? You didn't do anything.
Oh, didn't I?
The Hairy Fairies, telling all the stories
And the singing in a band.
We had a little accident with our magic and turned the world hairy.
Oh, how tragic!
We've run out of spells in our hairy fairy tree.
But they don't care.
They love to be hairy. Hairies, finding all the laughter in Hairyland. Ma, Pa,
And Minnie.
and don't forget there's Nana.
And Chihuahua, the hairy pet.
But up on the hill in Chateau Shampoo, there's Boris Boo-hoo.
And Boise, too.
Boris is trouble, you wait and see. But they don't care, they love to be hairy. Hairies.
So, Quiff, what do you think is the hairiest creature in Hairyland?
The hairiest creature?
Oh, hi!
Hi.
We're thinking of the very, very hairiest creature in all Hairyland.
If you can think of one, let me know.
Quiff, have you given up already?
No, playing the guitar helps me think.
Shall I tell you what I think is the hairiest creature in Hairyland?
Go on then.
It's the one and only Hairy Hoglet!
Oh, of course, the Hairy Hoglet. You can't get much hairier than a Hairy Hoglet.
And we know a very hairy story all about one. It all started one day at the Ha-Ha Hairy's house.
Ma and Pa Ha-Ha had a surprise for Minnie. We were hiding in the flower bed.
I can't wait to see what it is. Oh, what is it? What is it?
Shush.
And Minnie's surprise was this.
A Hairy Hoglet.
Minnie had always wanted a hairy hoglet.
Oh.
Oh, it's so cute.
Minnie couldn't believe how lucky she was. She thanked Pa and Ma. Yes, this was the day a Hairy Hoglet came to stay. Ma gave Minnie a special comb so that she could comb the Hairy Hoglet's hair.
Minnie was as happy as a Ha-Ha Hairy could be.
But up on the hill at Chateau Shampoo, someone felt blue. Can you guess who? Boris Boo-hoo, what's he gonna do? Nobody was buying his shampoo, so he had no money. This made him very cross.
Boris needed to make a brand new shampoo. A shampoo that would make him rich.
He picked up his hairy stary and looked around for ideas. He saw the Hairy Hoglet.
Lots of children had hairy hoglets in Hairyland. He had an idea. He could make Hairy Hoglet Shampoo.
It's true,
It's true,
hairy hoglets need shampoo. They do,
They do.
and here's one just for you. So don't forget your hairy pet and buy some from Boris Boo.
First, Boris Boohoo chose some Hairy Hoglet Shampoo ingredients.
Hairy berries, hairy hedge nuts,
Hickey currants.
and a bunch of hairy nanas.
Then he chose a special shampoo bottle. Now all he needed was a photo of the Hairy Hoglet to go on the label.
But to get a photo of the Hairy Hoglet, he needed a plan.
Boris needs a plan, he needs a plan as quick as he can.
He needs a plan, he needs it quick.
He needs to plan a clever trick.
What'll it be?
What'll it be?
What'll it be?
The plan was this.
Boris made a little setting for his photo and he picked up his camera.
Everything was ready. All he wanted now was...
Minnie's Hairy Hoglet. He was far too lazy to go and find one of his own.
Back in the Ha Ha Hairy's garden, Minnie Ha Ha had just finished combing the Hairy Hoglet's hair when Boris tippy-toed in.
And hid behind the Fluffer-Puffer-Poop. Oh, Nits! It's Boris Boohoo! What's he doing here?
Dunno, but it always means trouble.
Suddenly, the Hairy Hoglet let out a little squeak.
A little squeak that meant, I'm hungry.
So Minnie went to the kitchen to find the Hairy Hoglet some food.
This was Boris Boohoo's chance. He tippy-toed forward. He was going to pick up the Hairy Hoglet.
But he can't do that.
I think he's just borrowing him.
Oh, but you've got to ask if you want to borrow.
Oh, a whack!
But just then, we heard...
Nana had arrived.
And Minnie came back into the garden with a bowl of food. She couldn't wait to show Nana the Hairy Hoglet. But the Hairy Hoglet had gone!
Ma and Pa rushed out to see what was the matter. They thought he must have run away. So they started to look for him.
Only we knew where the Hairy Hoglet had gone.
And we decided to go to Chateau Shampoo to make sure he was okay.
Papa Picky, Papa Picky, Papa Picky, 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 Papa me round Hairyland.
Round Hairyland.
I am Quick
And I am Wiggy
With a hairy fairy band.
And the Hairy Hoglet was fine. Whew.
Boris Boohoo was ready to take his photo.
But he'd forgotten where he'd put his camera.
He told the Hairy Hoglet to stay right there. He'd be back.
Run, Hoglet, run!
Shush, Wiggy.
In no time, the Hairy Hoglet was out of his basket.
Yay!
And he'd found all the food.
Then, very quickly, he ran out of the factory.
And just in time, because Boris came back with the camera.
He was all ready to take the picture. But
The Hairy Hoglet had gone!
Boris went into a panic. Where was it? Where was it? Where was it?
He couldn't see the Hairy Hoglet anywhere, but he could see where it had been. The hungry Hairy Hoglet had eaten all the hickey currants and left a trail of juice.
Boo!
He'd eaten all the hairy berries and spat out the seeds.
And out in the garden, he'd crunched the hairy hedge nuts and left the shells.
and munched the hairy nana and left the skin.
Boris didn't see it. And then this happened.
Boris was in the pond.
Not only had the hairy hoglet run away, he'd eaten all the shampoo ingredients. Boise heard Boris and came running.
All this time, the Ha-Ha Hairies had been looking for the hairy hoglet.
Poor Minnie was upset. The hairy hoglet must be so hungry by now. What could they do?
Then Pa had an idea.
Maybe Minnie should ask for Boise's help up at Chateau Shampoo. So off ran Minnie as fast as she could all the way to Chateau Shampoo.
Boise was helping his dad out of the pond. Boris was very cross and very wet. Just then, Boise spotted something in the bushes. Something very hairy. What could it be?
Yes! Boise had found the hairy hoglet.
Yay! Boris was so excited he leapt out of the pond. He was just about to get his hands on the hoglet when guess who came along? Bye-bye!
Minnie Ha-Ha! Minnie Ha-Ha was so happy to see Boise. Oh, and even happier to see the hairy hoglet.
Boise had found her hoglet. He was her hero.
Off they went, leaving Boris Boohoo with no photo and no new hairy hoglet shampoo.
Boo!
The Ha-Ha Hairies were so happy to see the hairy hoglet home, safe and sound.
Minnie offered him hickey currants, but he didn't want them. Hairy berries, but he didn't want them. Hairy hedge nuts, but he didn't want them. And even a piece of hairy nana.
For some reason, he wasn't at all hungry.
If only Boris had asked, I'm sure Minnie would have let him take a photo of the hairy hoglet.
Of course she would. I mean, you'd let me take a photo of you, wouldn't you?
I guess so, but...
Right, let's get snapping then. Okay, Quiff, pick up your guitar and...
Wiggy?
Oh, that's it. No, turn around a bit. Face me.
Wiggy!
Now smile. Bigger smile than that.
Wiggy!
Oh, come on.
You haven't got a camera.